Dave Pumpkin, Joe DeSantis, our NEC insider Ryan Peters with you. It is NEC Men's Basketball Virtual Media Day presented by the Franklin Group, and the Blue Devils of Central Connecticut State are here. New head coach Pat Sellers, Nigel Scanselberry as well, a junior. And Coach, we'll start with you. What are some things that you've learned about your roster, and how's practice going?
Things I've learned about the roster, we got a good group of guys who are really hardworking. They're really playing together. They want to, every day they bring it every day. They want to compete. They want to be good. I told the guys, I said, fellas, I don't know what they're going to say about us as a team, but we're probably going to get picked last in the league, new coach, a lot of roster turnover. So that's the reality of it. But these guys, I say, it's up to us as a group to prove everybody wrong. So every day, these guys are coming in working hard together, trying to prove everybody wrong. And practice is going really well. We had the last couple of days had a couple of injuries, but all in all, we got a good group of guys who are working really hard.
A couple of years ago, Merrimack was picked last, and they won this league, so it's definitely happened. Coach, you've had a lot of great experiences as a player, as an assistant coach, people that you've learned under. Whose style have you adopted? Who's been a really big coaching mentor for you?
Well, like you said, I've been 8 different schools with 8 different head coaches, and it's a lot of fun learning from different guys. Coach Calhoun was, Hall of Famer, and people ask me what makes him so good, and I just say you can't put your finger on it. He can put his heart into his players and make them play tough and make them play hard. But I really, really love the way Greg McDermott at Creighton offensively. He was like probably the best offensive coach I've ever been around. He's a genius. So I'm taking a little bit from Coach McDermott on the offensive end. And then the last couple of years at Fairfield with Jay Young is just as good on defense as McDermott's good on offense. So I'm taking a lot from Coach Young too. So, and then obviously, Steve Lapis, Greg Horrenda, all the guys I work with, I'm trying to take a little bit from everybody and then kind of put it into a little package and see if we can get this thing rolling.
Dave, I got 2 for Pat. You mentioned 8 different schools. My math could be off, forgive me, but 21 years as an assistant. You coached a year in China. You interviewed for the Central job, your alma mater. Who called you to tell you had gotten the job, and what were your immediate feelings?
Yeah, I get a call on a Sunday. I'm sitting at home from Tom Pensons, the athletic director here. And I was so excited when I saw his name pop up on my phone. I was so nervous because I didn't know what he was going to say. And when he said I got the job, I was so excited. Just all the years, 21 years of coaching as an assistant coach, a year in the pros in China, all the hard work and the recruiting and, the extra hours at night, rebounding for guys. It finally paid off for me as you get a head job and get an opportunity. So was really, really excited to get that call from Tom and was ready to get on the court right then and there.
So, and my second question is about your personnel. You come in, you know what you're getting into. It's a situation where they struggled the last couple of years. Who on your team, veteran presence, veteran-wise, new guys, who has impressed you the most? And give us a little bit of idea of your personnel.
Well, the guy on the camera with us right now, Nigel Scanselberry, he when I got the job, obviously I just jumped into a lot of film and watched a lot of games from last year and was really impressed by Nigel as far as running the team, his energy, his effort, his IQ. And so he was in the portal when I got here. So I'm calling him and trying to get him back out of the portal so we can get him on the team. And he came in with his dad, and we talked, had a good conversation, and then he just coached them all in. And so Nigel's really impressed me. And then, this league is a guard-centric league, and I'm guessing we probably have 5 guards who can really, really play, score, and shoot the ball. So Ian Christian, he was here as a freshman when I was at Fairleigh Dickinson, and he was impressive as a freshman. He averaged 12 points a game his freshman year. So he's back. He's a guy when his feet are set and he gets an open look, he can knock down shots. I've been telling him he should be one of the top 3-point field goal percentage guys in the country, if he takes good shots. So he's been really good. Trey Mitchell, our returning leading scorer, has been really good also. He can shoot the ball. He can put it on the floor. Can make plays off the dribble. So I really like our guard core.
Dave, I got one for Nigel, but before I ask, I'm going to ask you, Dave and Ryan. I'm a big trivia guy. Nigel went to Greece Athena High School in Rochester, New York. What great high school All-American, college All-American, and NBA player came out of Greece Athena High School?
Greg Paulus?
Nope.
I don't know.
Oh, Ryan?
I do not.
I'll give you a hint. Went to Syracuse. Too late.
Terry
John
McNamara.
Wallace.
Oh, John Wallace.
Right, Nigel?
Yes, sir. John Wallace.
All right. So my question for you real quick is, if I was still coaching, you would be the type of player that I would love, that scoring point guard. I love the fact that you can get to the rim, do whatever. Who do you model your game after? Is there a pro player, a college player? Who's your favorite player?
It's a plethora of players that I look up to and try to model my game after. I consider like Chris Paul, Rondo, Kyrie. I'm a big fan of Cassius Winston, who went to Michigan State. I just like the way that he controls the pace of the game and he leads his team by example. And he's always trying to make the right play. So I try to do that every play that I can.
Good thing, Coach. You used one of those SAT words, plethora of players. I'm done. Thank you.
I like it.
Go ahead, Ryan.
So Pat, I'm not going to ask you for a funny Howie Dickerman story because we don't have enough time for that. But what are one or two things from Howie that you've taken into your coaching or the way you're trying to build a program now?
Well, with Coach D, I told Nigel heard the story a couple of weeks ago. In the locker room, my first year here, he was 25-6. We had in the locker room 38.2. That was the field goal. I'm sorry. In 2002, we had it 38.2. That was our field goal percentage defense that we allowed as a team in the year, the 25-6 year. And we were trying to emulate that, holding teams down to 38.2% field goal percentage. That was one of the top 10 defenses in the country. And so from Coach D, we want to, talk about defense. We want to defend. We want to rebound. That's how this program was built. New Britain is a blue-collar city. So we want to play that rough and tumble defense on the defensive end and really try and push the pace on the offensive end. So I take that from Coach D. And the other thing, Coach came back, he's around all the time. So he came to practice and I had him come speak to the team. And, he told these guys, you got to have a chip on your shoulder. He's like, they're not going to pick you first, so they're not going to pick you in the top part of the league. People kind of doubted you as players, so forth and so on. So you have to have that chip. And so I want our guys, and that's what I take from them. I want the guys on our team to have that chip on their shoulder and really come out and compete every night.
You spoke about your veteran guards, and I love that group you have coming back. But who are one or two newcomers that you're really excited about based on what you see in this preseason? I kind of think about Division II transfer Heigl Augustine. He's really productive at Glenville. What are one or two guys that you think could kind of emerge and be a rotation piece for you?
Yeah, you're right. Hagel's really, he's probably our best rebounder. He's a 6'3", 6'4" guard, but he's probably our best rebounder. He's a big physical kid. He can shoot threes. He can put it on the floor. We talked about it today. If he gets a rebound, we want him to push the ball and let our guards get out on the perimeter and go look to score. And then the other kid who's been really playing well is Andre Snotty. He's from St. Thomas More, a freshman. He's 6'6", 230. He doesn't like me saying this, but he's like our Draymond Green type because he can guard any position 1 to 5 in our league, especially. He can put it down. He's a high IQ, and he can really find guys. And then he can take and make rhythm shots. So Andre's been really good. Jaden Brown inside, the kid from Tilton. He's a freshman from Tilton. I recruited his brother Terrell when I was at DePaul. And Jaden is a lot like Terrell. Terrell's bigger, 6'11", but Jaden's 6'8", 6'9". He can put it on the floor. He can shoot it. He can post up. He has a high IQ, too. He can do a lot of good things. So one of the things we did recruiting-wise was we tried to bring in guys with basketball IQ, with a pretty good basketball IQ. And I think we've done that. And the guys that came back obviously those guys have a good IQ too. So we got guys who know how to play and understand how to play. And so I really like our newcomers as well as the veteran guards that we have.
Nigel, I'm a big fan of your game. You had 85 assists to 45 turnovers last year. You had the 92nd best assist rate in the country. You're great at getting to the free throw line, getting paint touches. What is one thing that you're trying to work on to maybe expand your game even more?
I'll probably say making a simpler pass or making a simpler play. Coaches had an emphasis with me talking about, coming off a ball screen, just hitting the one more. I think with our offense, we have, really talented players. So I think if I get the ball out to them, they could do what they do. And I feel like it's just better overall for the team if I just make the simple pass instead of trying to go for the home run pass, which I'm always looking for, but I have to sacrifice that for the team, and I'm willing to do that because we are very talented this year.
Yeah, Coach Sellers mentioned it in his introductory press conference, right? Space and pace. Have you been able to see a little of that in practice and how it's playing out and how it suits your strengths as a player?
Yeah, it's worked really well. We just had a film session, and with our spacing, with our talented group of freshmen, juniors, and seniors, it's really easy to play, fun to play, especially when we get after on the defensive end. And it's just easier to, make reads and hit the extra guy, and then we get the one more pass, and then we got a lot of shooters, so it's going to be pretty exciting this year.
That's the Blue Devils from hard-hitting New Britain, Central Connecticut, joining us here on NEC Men's Basketball Virtual Media Day presented by the Franklin Group. Don't go away. More coming up on ESPN3 and NEC Front Row.